Hi there, welcome to What's Happening in Brazil. We start by checking the news that impacted Brazil in recent days.
Actor Leonardo DiCaprio took to social media platforms to encourage young Brazilians to vote in the elections to come. It isn't the first time DiCaprio spoke up on the matter. A few days ago, he wrote that, quote-unquote, Brazil is home to the Amazon and other ecosystems critical to climate change. What happens there matters to us all, and youth voting is key in driving change for a healthy planet. His post resulted in an attack by President Jair Bolsonaro, who stated that, quote-unquote, our people will decide if they want to keep our sovereignty on the Amazon or to be ruled by crooks who serve foreign special interest. Meanwhile, former President Lula, Bolsonaro's main adversary and leader of presidential election polls, said he's putting a lot of effort into electing deputies and senators that have the same political field of him. In a press conference for independent media outlets, Lula stated that his goal is for Congress to have a caucus to defend my government and who works with the executive for deep reform in Brazil. The Workers' Party, of which Lula is part, currently has 56 federal deputies. In its turn, Bolsonaro's party, the Liberal Party, has the largest caucus in Congress with 78 parliamentarians. In a video posted to social media platforms, indigenous leader Júnior Recurari made public the accusation that a 12-year girl was raped and killed by miners in the Yanomami land, Roraima State.
Os garimpeiros violentaram, estruparam ela e ocasionou o óbito.
According to Junior, another child that was also taken by illegal miners disappeared into the river. Days after the accusation, he published a video that shows the community where the children used to live completely torched apart. All the 25 inhabitants of the place are missing. Illegal mining in the Yanomami Reserve skyrocketed to 3,350% between 2016 and 2021, causing a rise in malaria cases, child malnutrition, mercury contamination, and sexual exploitation. According to the Yanomami people, illegal mining is being promoted by Jair Bolsonaro's speeches that call for the release of mining on their indigenous lands.
In northern Minas Gerais state, an agribusiness project threatens cerrado, one of the region's biomes. There lives one of the rarest animals of Brazil, the bush dog. In addition to being the country's smallest dog, it's also an endangered species.
More than 10,000 hectares of cerrado, a tropical savanna biome, may be deforested in the northern region of Minas Gerais state. The BrasilAgro company, the property's owner, intends to deforest the area to implement soybean and cattle production. In February this year, the preliminary license request was submitted to the responsible body, but environmentalists who followed the issue say the process is full of negligence.
We know that in that small area, part of it was used in the 70s in an attempt to cultivate eucalyptus. The rest of the region directly affected does not have any use on a large scale. Thus, we can be talking about primary cerrado, untouched areas.
Although the disputed land is not officially protected by environmental agencies, experts say that the area is home to important species of flora and fauna. One of them is the bush dog, an extremely rare animal in the country and an endangered species. Organizations in that territory warn that, besides not considering the real impacts, the environmental impact study and report also didn't take into account the consequences that the undertaking could bring to the traditional communities, which have been living in that region for centuries.
The state is quite fun because it uses the law when it wants to. It says, there is the possibility of these traditional communities requesting a public audience. Well, which traditional community has access to the public consultation published on the Minas Gerais state website? It shows disrespect for the people who will be harmed.
BrasilAgro's preliminary license request was suspended in March. According to the company's statement, the project was developed democratically through discussions with the civil and local communities. The food will only be grown on the property with the permission of the government officials involved. It also says that more than 50% of the land will be preserved. What's Happening in Brazil contacted the Minas Gerais State Secretary for Environment and Sustainable Development, but the office did not respond.
Known for reggae, the state of Maranhão also has an important history in jazz.
From the United States to northeast of Brazil, jazz is part of the history of Maranhão state. The first jazz bands from Maranhão emerged in the 90s. They used to perform in the silent cinema, making movies soundtracks.
These bands start in the historic center of the city of São Luís, Maranhão's capital city, and proliferate through the poor neighborhoods. They perform in carnival clubs, dance rooms, that is, it moved from these elite places to the poor populations, most of them black.
In the mid-20s, one of the main names of jazz from Maranhão rises above all the others, Ademar Corrêa. The son of enslaved parents, Ademar attended the School of Apprentice Artificers and from then on started his musical trajectory. The artist helped build the first jazz band composed only by women, mostly black, who became known as the Female Jazz Band from Maranhão.
A female voice in any area, especially in the artistic area and in jazz, has always been about resisting. However, there is segregation because people see us as sex symbols, and it's something that always happens. Sometimes it puts us in a very uncomfortable position.
Contradicting the misogynist and racist vision of that period, the female jazz band was quite successful and even hosted officials, played at the opening of relevant factories and clubs of that time, in addition to performing in carnival blocks. With so many memories and prominent names from this musical genre, it gets clear that jazz is also part of the history of Maranhão.
It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I like to cool with my baby tonight and pitch the woo with my baby tonight. But brother, you'll find my baby tonight 'cause it's too darn hot.
In today's recipe, you are gonna learn a different and practical way to serve apples.
I am bringing you another easy recipe that goes perfectly well both as a snack or dessert. I'm talking about these apples that I filled with chopped chestnuts, raisins, and butter. I will serve it with ice cream, but it can also be served with sour cream. Open each apple from its top using a small knife, making it look like a small glass. Use a small spoon to remove the rest of the pulp and be careful not to break the fruit's peel. A tip: remove the part with the seeds to throw it away. The other part, which is the pulp, you're gonna separate. I'm gonna mince the pulp and put it into the apple again. We will waste nothing. Cut the pulp into cubes and put them in a bowl. Add the chopped chestnuts, raisins, a bit of brown sugar, and cinnamon powder. Mix well and fill each apple. On top of it, place a tablespoon of butter. Finish by dredging brown sugar. What I love about this recipe is that it looks like a small apple pie, but without dough. The apple peel contains the filling that gets wet because of the pulp that we took from the inside. Everything is involved in melted butter and sugar. It's delicious. The oven is already hot. I'm gonna put the apples to bake for 15 minutes.
The Curumins band was born in 2013 by young people from São Paulo's poor neighborhood. Their repertoire includes original compositions and reinterpretations. The song we are gonna listen to now is called Canto das Três Raças, which means Singing of the Three Races, a hit sang by Brazilian singer Clara Nunes. like the show? So hit the like button and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive notifications. We'll see you next week.